teams who are starting to play some good basketball, and I'm looking forward to this one, Joe.
Well, the Kings are coming into this one off the back of 2 wins on the road. Can they keep that going at home?
Well, I think they can. I think when you look at the 3 players that they've got with Cooks, Dellavedova and Kendrick, they've been playing well, but I really like how the bench is starting to come on now, and the other players are filling in. They had 2 great games. You look at Kendrick, he is cooking. There's no question about that.
He's been on an absolute tear. What have you liked about what he's brought to this organisation?
Well, I thought a couple of the losses, he over-dribbled too much because he felt like he had to get the scores on the board. Where against Melbourne, I think he picked his times really well. Just when he was isolated, he was able to score, but other times, ball goes one side to the other, and then he could get scores. He played really well against Melbourne.
One of his teammates is Bull Quall, who's really found his rhythm as well. I spoke to Xavier Cook before the game, and he's been incredibly impressed with his teammate.
You know, Bull's been huge for us, especially recently. Bull does a really good job of doing the little things. He really does a great job of getting through screens, getting his hands on little loose balls and things like that. But Bull is the heart and soul of this team in terms of his motor, the little things, and we really fuel of his energy.
Well, he didn't have much of a pre-season, Brad, but as we've seen, he's been brilliant recently.
I really love what he's bringing him now. Since he's been a starter on this team, he's averaging 12 points in 24 minutes, but more importantly, 73%, Joe, and that's 58% from the three-point line and 90 from free throws. That is where the difference has been.
What about for the New Zealand Breakers? Parker Jackson-Cartwright has had some great battles with the Kings over the years. He really gets up for these games.
I don't know what it is about Kudos Bank Arena, but when the lights are on, PJC comes to play. Look at that now. I don't care that he's 15.8 in the NBL26 because his assists are up and he's playing really good. But for some reason, when he comes up in here, he just loves it. And tonight, I'd expect nothing else. You look at the pace of the way he gets the ball. He can shoot. We've already spoken to him tonight. He looks relaxed. Watch out, Sydney. Here comes PJC.
He's certainly a tough matchup for the Kings. Patrick Coppinen and Brian Goorjian, both with a big focus on defence. Both feel like they've been through the trenches already this season, but they're going in the right direction. Who comes out on top?
Yeah, and that's what's going to be the key to tonight. They are heading in the right direction. New Zealand are not playing for 40 minutes, and sometimes they give up that 30, 32 points a quarter. You can't do that against them or you're going to lose. For Sydney, that has been better for them over the last few weeks. That man is starting to get his DNA to this team, and we know if they get that going, they're going to be tough to beat.
The energy is building here inside Kudos Bank Arena. It's time to hand you over to the third member of our broadcast team. Matty Russell, you've got the starting 5.
G'day, Joe. Well done, Brad. Yes, let's have a look at Sydney's starting 5, unchanged for a 4th game in a row since Bull Quall took that starting 5 position from Jalen Galloway a few games ago. It hasn't changed. I know the team has spoken about Bull and his success in recent games. He's looking to do it again for a 4th game in a row as a starter now. Bull Quall, when it comes to the Breakers, they are also unchanged there. Starting 5, Pet Coppinen hoping that Parker Jackson-Cartwright, Karim Lopez, Brockington, Baker II and Meninga can all deliver from the get-go. We are about to wrap up round 8 of Hungry Jack's NBL, and it started with a home win. The Hawks holding their nerve at home to upset Melbourne. Since then, it should be renamed away round 8, because we have had 6 straight away victories after Perth won in Adelaide early this afternoon. The last time that happened back in 2022. Does the home streak continue? Breakers fans certainly hope so. This should be a beaut way to wrap up your Sunday hoops double and round 8 of Hungry Jack's NBL. Still early in the season. The Kings 5-5, chasing positive territory this afternoon. The Breakers at 3-8. Definitely and desperately chasing a string of wins to get back towards 50%. Good atmosphere in at Kudos Bank Arena already. And the Kings off back-to-back wins against Brisbane by 37 points. And then at Melbourne on Melbourne Cup Eve, they feel they can get on a roll. Vaughan Maybury gets us going. And the tip is won by the Breakers, your officials this afternoon. Vaughan Maybury, fresh from game 900 not too long ago. Ken Arick and Travis Stewart. Vaughan, the crew leader, or crew chief, started this game in 1993. What a veteran of the officials' ranks. So Brad Rosen, as I say good afternoon to you officially on air, 6 straight wins by away teams. Here's Lopez giving the away team the right sort of start in this one.
Well, good afternoon, Matty, and good afternoon to everyone. That was beautiful from the next star, and he's been a big key for them this year. His numbers have been up. Really enjoying watching him play.
Simple inbound from Parker Jackson Cartwright. Lopez with the rest, and Kendrick Davis up and running again after a good game last start against Melbourne. 34 points. Double figures every game this season. Kendrick Davis, his first as a King.
Well, Sam Meninga looks a little bit gingery after that. He came off an Illawarra game where he was really good and had 20-odd points, good rebounds in double figures, but he only had 7 points in the last game, Matty. He's the key. It'll be interesting to see how his matchup goes today, because he does have some bigs that can match up to him, because he likes to get out and shoot that three.
So he gets to the line early and leaves the first short, so very early on in the piece. With Jack Cowan in the building, there is a chance for New South Wales to be fed by Sam Meninga. Missed this free throw. It's cheeseburgers all round, but they can stay in the oven for the time being, Brad. Yeah, Sam Meninga, fresh from his third and fourth 20-point games of the season. He was kept to 7, as you mentioned, by Adelaide. 4 times topping 20 already this campaign. He'll be pivotal today for Pet Competent and the Breakers. Ball movement by the Kings. It ends up with Kendrick Davis. 34 points against United, his season high. That was the most recent outing for Kendrick. The home team on level terms early as Meninga to the rack and goes off the backboard successfully.
Well, that's 3 shots that he's been able to have. One of those he got fouled. So this is good. They are targeting him, and I think that's a right move as Baker gets the steal here.
How does he finish this one? Well, he might not finish it, but the foul is drawn and forced on Xavier Cooks. Xavier off a couple of really solid games. Importantly, where his free throwing was important. Yeah. There was no chance for that element of the game to get into his head.
Yeah, he's been really good the last few games. Turnovers hasn't been a real issue for the Kings. They only turn the ball over 10 times a game, so it has been minimal, but those ones hurt. They really come back to bite you. 4-point turnaround in theory, because you can't go down and score, and they've come down, certainly hitting that first one. Good start from New Zealand here.
Robert Baker the second in his first year of NBL. The second one, jump away. Suarez loses a grip, so it's been a stuttery start by the Kings, and Lopez takes the most from it.
Well, stuttery start is a good example, Matty, and perfectly analysed. Here's another one, a near turnover, and it is. Well, this is really good for New Zealand here. It's been 2 turnovers by the Kings, but more importantly, it's allowed guys to get good looks early. You see Meninga's had a layup, Baker's got free throws, Jackson Cartwright nearly got that ball. They're really turned on at the moment here, and I know it's only 2 minutes, but I like the way New Zealand are riding into this.
Reminds me a little of the way that the Breakers started recently in Wollongong against the Hawks, and they put that 42-point hiding on the home team. Yes, they were sound to start, but they were aided by the home team's turnovers and inability to get out of the gates, and this has a resemblance to that. These teams have already met once this season, a 97-75 romp to the Kings. On that day, the Breakers shot the 3-ball terribly, 6 of 32, 19% from outside. It's their second meeting of this campaign. Head-to-head, the matchup is owned by the Kings, 42-35. Davis good with his first freebie.
I think that's a good point you make, Matty. They were, I think, from memory, down by about 18 at half, but really just came out and went bang. There, the New Zealand, or Sydney in the second half, and it was just, no, sorry, it was down by 9, but they just were not good in the second half at all. But they're a better team than that now. They've got some numbers under their belt and playing some good basketball, and this man's starting to hoop as well, and he's really starting to get them going.
Isaiah Brockington trying to shake Bull Qual, couldn't do it. Feeds Meninga from outside, who thought about the 3, drives to the backboard but can't finish. Now, Kendrick Davis with 5 points early for Sydney. Last time these teams played, he had 28. Dellavedova forced to go outside. Tim Suarez puts it on the floor. Back to Delhi in the corner. 3 more for Matthew Dellavedova. It's become a hot part of his game in recent starts.
It has. He's starting to shoot the ball about 45% in the last few games from the three-point line as there goes Brockington. But Dellavedova really starting to sink that 3-ball, which is certainly opening up the game for him.
4 of 7 against Melbourne for Delhi. All 12 points came from beyond the arc. Spin move. Xavier Cooks off the glass, off target as well. Rebound Lopez. Development of Karim Lopez unfolding before our eyes. Great to watch. Immensely talented next star, Meninga, tough. Good signs for the Breakers early, a 12-8 lead. Suarez fires the 3-ball. Does it lip away? Brockington the rebounds. Oh, Meninga just rips away from Suarez. Flushes and hangs for effect.
That was a nice play. I felt Suarez should have kicked that ball over in the corner offensively, and it was a forced shot. But that is a beautiful move by Meninga.
Davis fires a 3-ball successfully again. He races to 8 points on 2 of 3. The 2 makes both bombs. 14-11 the Breakers as Parker Jackson Cartwright leads them into the front court. I wouldn't say really leads them, just ambles his way into the front court. Shot clock to 5 seconds here, and it's thrown away by Brockington. Changes coming for both teams. The Amy replay.
Well, look at this move here, Josh. Suarez didn't even see him. Meninga looked like he was going to feel it from the back, but just spanned beautifully. And then this man, well, he's come out to play already. There's his 3. That's his second 3 of the game. And as Matty said, 8 points at the moment. They've taken Dellavedova off. This is a time, in my opinion, for Kendrick to start to get some more shots, get some looks and go.
The first-year Sydney King, former Adelaide 36er Kendrick Davis. Sydney off target, the rebound taken by Liafa, the former Sydney King. Jackson Cartwright, they go back to Meninga, averaging 17 points, 8 rebounds, a couple of assists per game. There's your answer. PJC says, let me drop the 3.
Well, this is a brilliant start here by New Zealand. All the players are getting touches, getting good looks, 17-11. And this man here, he knows how to put the ball in goal.
He was downhill and it's left to Goodrick, the putback with a miss as well. Fortunate roll. Ball Qual cleans up. Davis misses. And now the Breakers are off and running. Meninga left alone to shoot the 3 and miss the 3. Little heat check for both teams the last couple of possessions. Watnoy guarded by Tarangi, and the foul will be called on the Breakers, and Noi will go to the line.
Well, the last few possessions by the Kings, this is where I think they've struggled this year, where it's just one out. They kick the ball and one guy shoots a 3 or one guy tries to make the play. If you look those first few possessions, it was one side of the court to the other. And if I talk New Zealand, that's what they've done. It's got through hands. They've got the ball in the block to Meninga. He spins, or PJC comes off and on ball. It's really got to let the ball do the work and stop trying to get this isolation and shot.
This man was the Kings MVP last season, Kwat Noi. He had 3 double-figure returns before being kept to 9 points against Melbourne on Cup E, 4 of 8 shooting. He was 1 of 5 from deep. The 3 balls weren't falling for him, but he can play a crucial role, as was evidenced last year by his MVP award at the Kings, averaging 11 points, 4.5 boards this season. Very tidy piece in this Kings lineup. Lopez just exploring through the keyway. He kicks it out to Baker, and Baker fires the 3 successfully and lets us all know.
The extra pass again, it just looks good for New Zealand.
He's a 40%
turnover there, Matty.
3-ball shooter this year. Robert Baker the second.
Well, that's the third pretty much unforced turnover, would be like to say. I know there's a bit of defense there, but they're sloppy turnovers is probably the right word. As I said, 3 for a team that only has 10 a game normally.
Cartwright, well, he was looking for Baker to put a lid on it. There's no chance. Now Noy through traffic, and he draws a second foul in quick succession. So again, White will go to the line.
Well, Isaiah Leartha has come over to Coach Kopp and said there's no way that's a foul, and he hasn't even looked at the video. He's called a timeout here, so I think are they looking to challenge this?
Well, he wouldn't be calling a timeout unless he's going to challenge.
Correct, you'd think so.
Yes, that was on 4. Okay. Number 4. Yeah, challenge.
Yeah, okay.
Took a while, but we got there.
Well, I think he was just trying to find out who it's on, and we heard there it is on number 4, which is Leartha, and he's adamant that he did not touch him. So, Matty, do you believe your point guard or don't you?
We're about to find out. Isaiah Leartha was very definite. You've got to challenge that. And then Petrie called the timeout, but didn't indicate whether he was going to challenge, which when that came.
Or just that slap of the right hand. It's just as simple as it get him. Let's just have another look.
So ball first, does it drift down onto the arm break?
That's what, yeah.
So ball there, and then arm, isn't it?
I don't see the arm bit there, Matty. I think the challenge is going to be successful here. I just don't see it on the arm. Yeah, I'm saying that's all ball.
Congratulations. You are this week's safe driver.
Scotty Butler will settle this one, and he's going to go your way. Challenge successful. Good challenge by the Breakers. Isaiah Leartha was telling the truth the whole way through.
If you're one of Australia's safest drivers,
So Quite Noy thought he was off to the line for 2 more. He's an 86% free throw shooter.
Well, it will be a jump ball now because obviously, in theory, no one was in possession.
Coach's challenge was successful.
So this is an indication where the possession arrow doesn't come into play. It is a legitimate mid-court jump ball.
And a jump ball.
And Quite Noy can say, well, give it straight back to me, as he and Baker contest the jump, which is touched by Baker, won by the Kings. Part of a good Sunday afternoon crowd at Kudos Bank Arena. Goodrich for Galloway. It's touched by the Breakers. Been hard going for the Kings in this first quarter. Just 13 points through 6.5 minutes. 8 of them from this man, Kendrick Davis. He goes outside to Kawatnoy. He won't get a better look, but can't finish. And then to rub salt into the wound, Karim Lopez with that long reach gets the rebound. Here's Britt. About to pull-up jumper and then threw it away. Galloway. Tarangi does really well. No foul, but harassed Galloway enough to force another turnover from the Kings. Taylor Britt. Tarangi sees Baker in a mismatch with Davis, but he couldn't finish. Goodrich the rebound. Early burn for Hunter Goodrich.
Wow, he's called an offensive
foul.
Well, that's going to be interesting. He's called a hook. And they're not going to challenge it. They've looked at the bench, and the bench has said there was a hook. Let's have a look at the replay here. Oh, yeah. Look, I like that decision. To me, all that contact was by Davis. Great work by Brett, and that's a good decision by the referee.
So everything going the Breakers' way, out by 7. Isaiah Leartha, guarded by Dellavedova.
Yeah, travel.
Davison called for the travel, yep. The Breakers started by losing their first 4 games. They've lost their most recent start and haven't been able to find any inconsistency in between. Cooks off the floor, off the glass, and in. Their most recent loss against Adelaide, a tight one, 83-79.
Defense.
Their best performance of the season against the Hawks in Wollongong. That 42-point blowout. Davison baseline. Kings ball.
Well, the last time game, Jalen Galloway is coming off an 18-point game from 10 shots, and he looked very aggressive, shot the ball well there, looks a little bit intimidated on the offensive end. To me, it's getting the ball and trying to put your head down and get on the rim, not just settle for the three.
Slip from Xavier Cooks. Four Wipers will have to work overtime at the northern end of Kudos Bank Arena. Ball movement, Isaiah Liafa on the end of it, and put back by Baker. Joe Healy, over to you.
Yeah, guys, I'm not surprised by this start. Both teams out here just trying to find their rhythm, find their feet. The Kings obviously won this matchup when they met early in October, but I spoke to Xavier Cooks before the game. He said that both these teams are completely different sides to the ones that met back then. So it just isn't a surprise that I think they're taking a little bit of time to find their feet.
Yeah, I agree with Joe. It's very characteristic as well. Both teams have got 6 turnovers in the first quarter, and they just haven't been playing like that all year. You can just see what it means to them. They're a little bit tentative, but they are completely different to where they were when they last met.
Which was October 4, given it's November 9. That's a basketball eternity ago in a jam-packed schedule, Brad.
It is.
Dellavedova, fade away, off the glass and miss. Isaiah Brockington. 3 more for Isaiah. He goes to 5 points for the game. And it's a 10-point break to the Breakers.
Matty, I'm just liking what I'm seeing from Brockington. He just seems to be really starting to fit in as the foul's called, and we'll get 2 free throws, but he just seems to be fitting into this team and slowly getting going. He's shooting 48% from the field. He's playing what he needs to do, for just under 15 points a game. It's the 3-point percentage that he just needs to get up. It's at 26% at the moment, but I can just feel there's a breakout game really coming for him where you know that's the player we've been expecting to see, and tonight could be it.
One NBA game, Brad, 3 minutes in the association in the 23-24 season for the New Orleans Pelicans.
3 minutes more than you and me, Matty.
Absolutely, 4 points, 2 rebounds in those 3 minutes. Isaiah Brockington, you're right, that 26% 3 ball. It stands out when you see nearly 50% from the field, 90% at the line.
Yeah.
Well, at the line, quite annoying.
I was in Canberra and I watched that preseason, and after watching that, I put him in my All-NBL first team early predictions. And it's just something about him that I really like.
Starling with a handoff here for Jackson Cartwright. Trying to get away from Bull Qual.
Good defense, Bull Qual. That's what he's out there for.
Noy in control for the Kings. And now it's Dellavedova. Shot clock, not 4 seconds inside the game clock. The Breakers fine-tuned defensively here and win the turnover. Another one committed by the Kings, Brockington. There's a few seconds up his sleeve. Isaiah fires for the exclamation mark at the end. He leaves it short, but it's a good start indeed from Pet Koppinen and his New Zealand Breakers. They're out by 8 at Kudos Bank Arena. We'll break and return to Western Sydney as Hungry Jacks NBL 26 continues.
Man, Hoops Capital is excited to announce our Turf Boy Junior Flames program. It is now open for girls aged 8 to 16 years old. It's a 9-week program offering sessions led by elite coaches, the Sydney Flames players.
It's the Breakers by 8 at quarter time. Sam Menenga leading the scoring for New Zealand. We know he poses a difficult matchup given his ability to pick and pop. Petri Koponen is also happy the way that he's been attacking the bucket so far. He wants the entire group to continue moving the ball, looking to drive and dish and find the open player.
Thank you, Joe. Yes, the shooting percentage jumping off the page to us in that break. Brad Rosen, the Breakers up above 60% or near there. Where are the Kings at in that regards?
Yeah, 4 of 15, Matty, at 26%, but it's points in the paint for New Zealand. That is 12-2 in that first quarter.
Here's Isaiah Brockington. He can't find the target. Rebound off Suarez. It'll be a Breakers ball. Turnover's a real issue for the Kings. They hadn't had more than 4 in any quarter this season, Brad. They had 7 in the opening term here. So,
and I know I sound like a break. Sloppy ones as well, Matty.
Yeah.
It's just too sloppy.
Ball Qual got to Brockington just in time.
Wow.
PJC for Menenga, the Breakers' leading scorer so far with 7. PJC flips the 3, 28-17.
You just can't look to go under to PJC. He's hit a 3 already. That's his second one now. You've got to fight over the top.
He goes to 6 points on 2 of 3 from the field. Turnover again from the Kings. Number 8 of the game. Menenga outside for Darling. He's heavy on the 3 ball. Velvetova wins possession.
Great pass by PJC. He's got a spring in his step. Loves Kudos Bankarina like we spoke about before. Dilly misses that. Here he goes again. Looking to go to Menenga, you'd think.
Menenga guarded by Suarez, tipped in by Carlin Davison.
Well, this is fantastic basketball here from New Zealand. They're playing the defense that Joe and I spoke about before, and PJC is just leading this team beautifully as Xavier Cooks banks it off the glass.
While full court pressure there on Parker Jackson Cartwright. Big game for the Kings. They beat Melbourne in Melbourne after beating Brisbane in the River City. They come back home trying to get on a roll. Isaiah Brockington. Those 2 wins the first time the Kings have gone back-to-back this season. Don't want to let all the air out of the balloon this afternoon. Back on their home deck. Brockington doing a good job defensively on Kendrick.
Good call, Matty, absolutely.
Suarez. Still these shots won't go. The shooting percentage for Sydney falls below 25. They're 5 of 21, the Kings. Brockington loses it off his feet.
Well, you can just see the difference in both teams. New Zealand pushing the ball up, getting it through hands, throwing some nice passes, 6 assists on 12 field goals. The Sydney Kings, 8 turnovers, a bit crackly, 1 out on the offensive end and just trying to knock down the shots. They've got to get more ball movement.
Isaiah Brockington goes back to his little general. Parker Jackson Cartwright, step back for another 3. He gave it plenty of air. It was a Harbour Bridge shot in the Harbour City. Left it just short. Luckily the builder's finished. Defensive breakdown. While if anyone's going to spot that, it's Matthew Dellavedova.
Great pass.
Parker Jackson Cartwright sets it up for Carlin Davison to put a full stop on it. There's a play from the Breakers. A couple of great assists back-to-back. Dellavedova for Bull Qual. Parker Jackson Cartwright for Davison. Sitting in relative silence. Going to get him up, making some noise. Maybe Xavier Cooks, but a miss. Again, they're quickly into their offensive stride, the Breakers. Again, it was Jackson Cartwright denied an assist because Brockington couldn't find the net. There's a swing as Suarez scores at the other end.
4-point turnaround there. Brockington, I like the way he's looked. Just a couple of shots that haven't dropped. Misses the This is the dunk there as Dellavedova just pushes Parker Jackson Cartwright out of bounds. But that man there, he is balling. You look at this Amy replay as he comes down the court, sees Davidson here, and upstairs he goes and says, hello, everyone, into Parker Jackson's Kudos Bank Arena.
Nearly provided for Isaiah Brockington. Well, he did. It's just that Isaiah couldn't find the ring. 32-23. Nearly 4 minutes gone in the second quarter. Jackson Cartwright. Bucket waved away.
Yeah, they're going to call out
King's ball.
Sam Meninga there on the clear out on the defensive rebound for him. But great move by Parker Jackson Cartwright, just couldn't finish. Matty, I'm just looking at this team on the court for the Sydney Kings, and I'm just not sure where they're going to get their scores outside of Kendrick just over dribbling and trying to make plays.
Suarez.
That's a good play.
Fed by Davis, finished by Suarez. Their imports deliver. We'll have a tangerine timeout.
Well, I just mentioned, I'm not sure where they're going to get it. That is one way, a good screen. Not great defense there from New Zealand, but it's exactly what the Kings have to do. Get good looks and keep playing.
Will illustrate to you just how poorly the Kings are shooting. Look at all those X's and not a lot of green flashing dots, Brad.
And as we've said, it's just a lot of one-out stuff or late in the shot clock. Now, when they've been around the ring, you see a lot of missed shots there, which is really interesting. But the three-point line, just too much late in shot clock or one-outs. But when they get the ball from one side to the next, that's when they knock the three down, and when they certainly look better in those wins last week.
8 of 25, as you saw there. 3 of 9 from beyond the perimeter. And Brian Goorjian delving deep into those 800-plus NBL games as a head coach to try and lift his team out of a hole off back-to-back wins.
And you talk about, yeah, sorry, Matty, you talk about the Sydney Kings where they were getting their makes. Well, have a look at New Zealand. Look at those green underneath the hoop. Now, that is points in the paint. That's what we're talking about. It doesn't look as bad, those red misses on the three-point line. When you're getting good looks inside, you get more rhythm, you get more flow, and that's why New Zealand have 32 on the board so far.
I was going to say the Kings' home record at 2-3 needs to improve. No one wants a losing record at home. Still a long way to go and plenty of time for the Kings to fix that. Baker working on Qual. He did enough defensively. Suarez the rebound. Kendrick Davis really busy scoring early. It's stopped a little for Kendrick. He's on 8 points, 2 of 5. Now Qual. Look left, look right, went straight ahead to the cup.
Well, it's a good move. He wasn't even looking for that at the beginning of the season, really starting to look better.
So how does Kwatnoi finish the way only Kwat can? Big smile on his face, the one-handed dunk. Now the crowd at Kudos Bank Arena is making a bit of noise. A bit of Kwat noise. Oh, Matty. Karim Lopez. Tough shot. Oh, my.
You forget how young this man is. And he's the next star, but he's so long, so athletic, got really great basketball skills. That was beautiful.
18 years of age, Brad. There's a reminder. Born 2007. Kendrick Davis with a miss. Meninga. Lopez with a fake in the face of Galloway. The Arthur back to Karim Lopez. His best hope there was a banked three. 4 minutes left in the half. Noise feeling it. That's Noise singular, not Noise plural. Kwatnoi. Stopping Sam Meninga here, Kwat. The foul is called. Is it on Qual or Noi? It's Noi.
Well, we're seeing Tyler Robertson step in here. Played very limited minutes for the Sydney Kings this year, but Brian Gorshin seeing something he's not happy with, so he's put Tyler in. At the moment, there's 6 players on the court. Well, now 5 as Kendrick Davis comes off. So, again, some interesting substitutions out here for the Kings.
Robertson with the DNP against Melbourne. He scored 4 points against Brisbane before that. Shot from Brockington short, and it's a Kings ball. They're back within 5.
Well, with this team, I'd be looking to get to the elbow with this man. Oh, there it is, Xavier Cooks with the ball, but that's going to be a foul for Baker. Yeah, I'd be looking to get Cookie the ball at the elbow or downhill, because I think Baker might struggle just to keep with him on his footwork.
Baker's first personal of the game, Brad. No one has more than 1 foul so far. Sean Bruce, most experienced current King. Cooks is looking for Galloway. Instead, it's off the hands of Tarangi. Sydney ball still.
Well, that's the one I want to see Cookie go. Like a nice little floater there or an up fake and take it to the rim. The way this team's set up right now with him on the court, that's the go-to guy.
9 seconds still on the shot clock. Bruce is it roll inside 5 now, goes back to Xavier Cooks. He gets close, can't finish, takes his own rebound, then scores.
All right, Sydney, nothing easy. Where you at? Defense.
34-31.
Defense.
It was the Breakers by 8 at quarter time. So the Kings eating into that as Parker Jackson Cartwright with the and one.
Matty, he set that up absolutely beautiful. He just waited, he wanted to get the mismatch, and he waited for that to happen by a switch where he had Robinson, who's been sitting there for the whole game, waiting to come out. PJC eyes lit up, took him straight to the hoop, got a touch, and there it is. There's his 8th point, and going to the free throw line for an extra one. PJC is coming to play today, Matty.
Who can pull ahead? Kendrick Davis for the Kings. Parker Jackson Cartwright goes to 9 for the game to lead all scorers. Cooks a little more confident after that most recent make. Travel, happy feet for Kwatnoi.
I think everyone was in shock that he didn't shoot it. Kwatnoi never turned a 3 down that I've seen, and he had one right there, but...
PJC with Tyler Robertson jumping into his grill.
He's got it again.
Lopez. Knocks Bruce out of the way. Offensive foul. Drawn by Sean Bruce.
Well, it's good defense. He's been doing it for over 350 games in the NBL. As he'll check out now, and Tyler Robertson will check out as well, and the big duo of Davis and Dellavedova are back. Yeah, good read there by Shawnee Bruce.
Kendrick Davis with the ball. Xavier Cooks still out there. Here's Galloway. Jalen Galloway forces the foul on the Breakers, provides the finish, and heads to the line for a potential 3-point play.
And that's the Galloway we saw a couple of weeks ago. That up fake could have shot the 3, but look how tough he is getting to the hoop. That's the FIBA Jalen Galloway we saw that was MVP.
Yeah, stunning performance in that tournament. After 2 season highs, he went scoreless against Melbourne, none of 3, just the 1 rebound in that game against United on Cup Eve. But prior to that, as I mentioned, 2 season highs. Davison in the corner. He's had career highs this season, albeit in only his 2nd year of NBL. Baker the miss, Brockington the rebound. Baker is called for another Breakers offensive foul.
Well, there was just no need. It was a good offensive rebound. Number 6 for them, New Zealand. probably Baker didn't need to force that three. And then again, when he got it back, just needed to get the ball back into the point guard's hand, get another set, and really try and score here on Sydney. I felt New Zealand left the Kings let them off here a little bit. They could have had a 5, 10, 15-point game when you're talking 9 turnovers for the Kings, but New Zealand just struggling there on the offense.
And only 12 points in this quarter, Brad, the Breakers. And Kendrick Davis adds 3 more to the tally and locks it up at Kudos Bank Arena. Timeout, Bet Coppinen and the Breakers, because the Kings are back on level terms.
Great couple of minutes there for the Sydney Kings, but as I said, New Zealand, they just struggled on the offensive end. It was good D, and Kendrick Davis, 11 points, couple of assists, and they've really turned the screws here, going in at 37 all.
In the house today, Brad, in the influencer seats pumped by Reebok. Commonwealth Games silver medalist in the diving field, Brittany O'Brien, admired for her savvy approach to her own business. That is Ash Wicks. Ash is an Australian comedian, content creator, and father figure turned storyteller. He's got his own podcast, Two Doting Dads. We could do that podcast, you just have to remove the word doting.
We could not do that podcast.
So Ash Wicks, great to have you at the Hoops today. Two Doting Dads.
That's
looking
us.
at them. We're looking at them.
Hey? Yes. Great head for radios we have, Matty. Absolutely fantastic. Look, I've really enjoyed this game. You look at the assists and PJC, but, you know, you just see two teams that are fighting. New Zealand have come out and gone bang, and there's our pump by Reebok seats. They're enjoying themselves. Cookie got 7 rebounds there. Matty, just a really good game. Really enjoying this so far.
I mentioned Brittany, there she is. So Ash Wicks, Brittany O'Brien, welcome to the Hoops. Welcome to the Kings game day experience. Parker Jackson Cartwright. How do the New Zealanders come out of that timeout? Shot clock inside 5 now. Parker Jackson Cartwright has to go. And what about that?
23 outstanding seconds of defense there for the Sydney Kings, but PJC just bailed them out with a big 3.
He goes to double figures. He's 3 of 4 outside the arc. Quatnoy as it bounce away. Final minute of the first half. Parker Jackson Cartwright exploring baseline. Tarangi. He draws the foul on the way through.
I just like it when Parker's moving with the ball, whether he gets into the seams like that one and throws it, and you just see good things happen because the players react really well, and that time it was Tarangi.
The Kings haven't had the lead in this game. The best they could do was get back to 37 all before the Parker Jackson Cartwright 3 ball, and now potentially 2 free throws for Ruben Tarangi. He makes the first. And leaves the second significantly short. Xavier Cooks working on Menenga off the glass. Xavier Cooks.
And that's the Xavier Cooks that the Sydney Kings want to see. It's sometimes unorthodox, Matty, but it's good.
24 points, 10 rebounds against Brisbane, into 14 points, 7 boards, last start against United. He was 4 of 7 at the line against the Bullets, 2 of 3 at the line against United. So no gremlins in the system in his last 2 starts. Xavier Cooks as the clock beats the Breakers. And we will head to half-time with New Zealand out by 2. They led by 8 at the end of the first quarter. The second term is won by Sydney, but not by enough to take the lead. After beating the Breakers by a big margin early in October, they're going to be made to work here today, it seems. Breakers 41, Kings 39.
I think, as I said, both teams will go into that half thinking we could be better, 9 turnovers apiece, but we're in this game and that's where they want to be.
Let's get over to Joe Healy, who is standing by with Isaiah Brockington.
I certainly am, Isaiah. I know defense was a focus coming into this one for you guys. How do you feel you're executing at that end of the floor?
I feel like we're executing pretty well. We're building pressure throughout the entire possession, you know, just kind of getting into them full court, not letting them be comfortable bringing it up so that they start an offense a little bit late, a little bit rushed. They're missing some bunnies, and we're rebounding pretty well, so I'd say we did all right.
You kept your noses in front. What more do you want to see in the second half to take control of this game?
A little more pace off of those stops, you know, just continuing to rebound and continuing to focus in on their main guys, make sure they don't get going.
Good luck for the rest of it.
Thank you.
Well, it's tough end-to-end basketball here at Kudos Bank Arena. The Breakers have a narrow lead at halftime. We'll be back to break it all down in just a moment.
Today's game and on Tuesday, the Sydney Kings are proud to pay tribute to those who have served and those who continue to serve our nations, and we will remember them lest we forget. Now, everybody, please welcome to the court for a special Kings halftime experience, our guests from Ability.
It was great to see our friends in Ability having a great time over here. We've got the CEO and founder, Steve Dresley here. Steve, we don't know what's going on behind us as we talk to you, but we'll throw a few questions and hopefully some fun in the background. Tell us about starting Ability.
Started Ability 6 years ago, playing footy at Parramatta, and it was all about taking kids with disability out into the community, giving them opportunities that we got as kids. And today's a perfect example. We're out here watching the kids play and hopefully going to win. And what
Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks NBL. It is halftime here at Kudos Bank Arena. The New Zealand Breakers leading the Sydney Kings by 2 points. Their superstar guard, Parker Jackson-Cartwright, leading the way, but Quatnoy certainly had something to say about that in the second quarter. Brad Rosen alongside me. What do you read into these stats?
The bottom one, 9 turnovers each. I just felt New Zealand had a chance there to really put the stamp on this game. I thought they were playing really well, but give credit to the Kings. They've held in there after having, I think it was 7 turnovers at quarter time, but that was a much better quarter for the Kings. New Zealand will be happy, but a little bit feeling like they let something slip there.
You mentioned it in commentary just a few moments ago. It's an entertaining, tough contest out there. Parker really is leading the way for the Breakers, though. What do you like about what he's doing?
Everything. I mean, this guy just loves Kudos Bankarina, doesn't he? He's just come out. I love the pace, and I just heard you talking Isaiah Brockington there, and how he was saying pace, but he's picking his times. At this here's off the dribble, it's passing. He's just playing a really great game, and what we're used to seeing with a high caliber point guard that he is.
No surprises that we're focusing on him as our Hungry Ducks halftime highlights. If you're Brian Goorjian in the Kings locker room at the moment, what are you telling your guys in terms of how to slow him down in the second half?
Well, the first thing to slow his down is get your offense right, because when New Zealand gets stops, he grabs the ball and goes. And that's something that he's so strong about. When you look at his stats right now, 12 points, 5 assists, that's at half time. This guy's ready to ball, but for me, get your offense right. Then once you have got it right, don't let that man get the ball. Do what they did against Bryce Cotton a couple of weeks ago in Adelaide. Don't let him touch it. But geez, he loves Kudos Bank.
We alluded to it off the top of the show. He absolutely loves playing in this arena. I spoke to him before the game. He had a wry smile. He said, yeah, I do get up for these ones.
He did, and it's all started when Derek Rucker put him at number 7 a few years ago. So it's just loves it. And it's a little shout out to D-Ruck right there.
Where is he when you want him? Let's talk about the Kings. Obviously, their backcourt incredibly strong as well. Kendrick Davis leading the way. He was excellent the last time these two teams met. Parker said they need to look to contain him. They're doing an okay job, but he's still having his way.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing for him is he can score anytime he wants, but he's also that point guard. I mean, look at that, 11 points, 3 of 6 from the three-point line. It's just one of those things where it's like, I've got to get my teammates involved as well. And that's been the challenge for him this year. But again, he is just playing fantastic basketball like he always does.
Well, the final game of round 8, obviously this one's still 20 minutes to play, but there have been some, I mean, you can't pick what is happening in this league. It's just ridiculous at the moment.
I know some people said there's been some blowouts. That was like 6 months ago, it feels like, Joe. Look at that game today, 36ers taking a loss against the Wildcats. The Phoenix game last night, I really enjoyed it. What about that, Jackies? You were down there for that game. That was amazing from the Bullets.
Oh, it really was incredible from the Bullets. They also have that mentality that the New Zealand Breakers do, the Road Warrior title, that I feel like they give it to themselves. It almost helps them push themselves along.
Casey Prather, look out, that guy is absolutely balling.
And what about the game before this one? The Wildcats getting the better of the Adelaide 36ers. Bryce Cotton, though, he's a superstar.
It's just box office, isn't he? He did everything that he could, but you've got to pay credit to Perth. That is not an easy arena to go into. I was there last week when they played Illawarra, and I thought Illawarra played well, but Adelaide were just better. This man, 23 points. You can see the way he's playing. But as I said, take credit to Perth. That's a big win on the road and a big statement.
You just can't predict anything that is happening in this league. Obviously, another 20 minutes still left in this one. Brad, what do you want to see finish this game out here?
Well, I think it's the first team that takes away as we see the end of that game right now in Adelaide. They'll be doing that loss. But right now, for me, it's the first team that plays good defense, doesn't turn the ball over. That's where they're going to get the win. And I think both teams had a taste of that, but now they've got to get back to it in the second half.
Well, it's the Breakers by 2 points here at Kudos Bank Arena. As we said, still plenty more to play out. And obviously this one coming up, the Ignite Cup on Wednesday. It's the Bullets taking on the New Zealand Breakers. The Bullets, as Brad just mentioned, had a big win in Hobart last night. Looking forward to that one, but looking forward to the rest of this one too. We'll be back after this.
Look at the plane. Nice work, young man. Get up and going. There it is, Magnum in hand. Love your work, folks. Nice job on the Kmart selfie jam.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's match are proudly brought to you by Rinmara. Investments out to perform. The Sydney Kings would like to thank RWS Global, who deliver our fans an epic game day experience. RWS Global is the world leader in developing groundbreaking live experiences across entertainment and sports. Visit rwsglobal.com.
I'm here with the Amy Safe Driver seats for our 2 winners today. Let me get your names.
Marianne.
Karen. Marianne and Karen. Marianne, I'll come to you because it was you waving those pom-poms that got you down here. Enjoying the view? How good is it down here?
It is the best. We've got the best seats in the house.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it here, Karen, Amy, and these seats get given away every Kings home game, so make sure you get up and about, and you can be the next fine folks sitting in the Amy Safe Driver seats. And if you want to check out if you are a safe driver, check out the Amy app. Find it out there. Lucky you're with Amy.
Welcome back to Kudos Bank Arena. You're watching the Hungry Jags NBL. It's the New Zealand Breakers 4-1 leading the Sydney Kings 39. It has been an entertaining first half so far. The superstars leading the way for their teams. Parker Jackson-Cartwright for the Breakers, Kendrick Davis for the Sydney Kings. The fans here are absolutely loving it. But Brad and Maddie, they really need to get behind their team if the Kings are going to get a win on their home floor.
Absolutely, Joe, and they won't get to see their Kings for a long time after this because the Kings' next 5 games are on the road. They're not back at Kudos Bank Arena until mid-December, December 17, so they're about to become the road Kings.
Yeah, and a bit of shout out to Chris Pongrass as well. This is his last home game as the Sydney Kings CEO, GM, and we had a chat with him before the game, and I think it's a bit of sweet for him. It's been a beautiful relationship. Obviously, bought him a couple of championships, and there he is there. And what a fantastic job he's done. Hasn't really got anything to go to yet, but he's been really, really great. And they did a beautiful presentation of him earlier. So obviously, I know on behalf of the Kings, we wish him all the best. And what a great man he's been for them.
Well said. So popular within the 4 walls. He said goodbye before tip today to the faithful in the house this evening. Yeah, the Kings' next 5 on the road. This is the first of 4 straight road games for the Breakers, and as I mentioned, the last 6 NBL games have gone to the road team, and the Breakers, they're in front by 2, but the Kings cut their turnover rate from 7 in the first quarter to 3 in the second. As a result, they won that period 22-16, and they're back within a shot as we start the second half to wrap up round 8 of Hungry Jacks NBL, and Sam Meninga is back on the scoring sheet again.
Simple basketball, that's his knife point. Beautiful screen and roll. He's a big body. Let him do the rest.
He goes to 9 points for the game, having opened with 7 in the first quarter. He was scoreless in the second, leading the Breakers scoring. PJC with 12. And that man, Kendrick Davis, his 11 are most for the Kings.
That's the thing that just Lopez has just got to get a little bit better at, that little reach. He's frustrated. They're the fouls that can hurt. That's his 3rd foul, so he certainly doesn't want to pick up that 4th one.
Kings yet to lead in this game. They said they had the lead for 8 seconds, so they have led, but momentarily. Parker Jackson-Cartwright, Meninga, and the Breakers with their noses in front for most of it. And now he's stepped out of play. There's a bad blue by the Breakers to hand possession back to Sydney.
It just amazes me how many times that happens in the game. I feel sometimes it's a little bit when they shoot before games and they're stepping out of bounds. You just got to know where the court is, because they're just turnovers you don't want.
The potential momentum changes, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Suarez bangs bodies with Meninga down low, spins, Meninga gets there and blocks it.
Well, that is 2 big bodies, Matty. They don't mind a little bit of pushing and shoving. Good refereeing down there, let them play, and they did. Look at these 2. Great defense by Meninga.
Brazilian and the New Zealander. Purists will love that. Parker Jackson-Cartwright, soft touch, can't finish, and neither could Karim Lopez. The rebound for Bulkwal. turnover. Another one was because of the good work from this man, Isaiah Brockington. Brockington lets loose with a 3-ball. Nothing but the rim. Rebound, Qual.
3 turnovers in a minute and a half here for the Kings. Get back to that man there. Beautiful. That's all right. You don't mind missing that shot. It's a good look. It's what they want.
Well, this is what was happening in the first quarter.
Yep.
Turnovers and poor shooting percentages. It allowed the Breakers to get out by 8. Should they have led by more at quarter time, perhaps, New Zealand?
Yeah, I do. I think New Zealand have let them off, and even here, probably a few more scores is what they need, because the Kings have not come out, as PJC says, leave it to me.
He's listening. He says, righto, Brad, watch this. 45-39. Early minutes of the second half. Meninga, Kings ball still. After this, the Breakers are in Brisbane on Wednesday, then at Perth next Saturday, and then at Cairns the following Saturday. So the first of 4 straight away games for the Breakers at 3 and 8. They need some luck, don't they? They need to find some road form. They can't let those 4 games, starting with this one, get away from them. They're playing catch-up already. And they're 1 and 3 on the road this season. Noi can't hurt them there.
Well, I'm going to Meninga here on the on-ball and then let him roll in. He's got Quatnoy on him.
The Breakers' only road win in their last 8 was that colossal margin in Wollongong 4 weeks ago. So Brockington, another miss. Both teams finding it hard to score. Remembering it was 41-37 at half-time. That's better.
That's just tough.
Davis goes to 13 points for the game. Kings edging towards a 40% clip from the field. Below 30 in the first quarter. And Kings ball here. Touched by Baker last.
Well, it's just time where you, on both occasions there, I'm seeing Meninga setting good screens and rolling to the hoop, but not getting the ball. He's wide open down there. Sometimes you can just feel the offense wants to be a little bit pretty, but go back to that simple basketball.
Kendrick Davis spotted a hole, but instead kicked it out for Bull Qual. His shot short, rebound Brockington. Parker Jackson, Cartwright. Gee, he's a joy to watch.
He is having his way today. 16 points from 11 shots, 5 assists. He is ready and going today.
They are slugging it out, the 2-point guards. Kendrick Davis, Parker Jackson, Cartwright. Qual catches enough the rim to catch the bottom of the net.
Well, as I said, shooting really good clip at the moment.
Baker. The Breakers called for an offensive foul.
Hold up. Gotta wait.
Changes are plenty coming here for the Breakers.
You gotta wait until we call you.
His first Gooding returns.
Hunter Goodrick back out there for the Kings.
For the Breakers, next start. And Isaiah Leon.
The Amy replay of that offensive foul as called by Vaughan Mabry there. Foul for Noi, who lost his footing. Not the first King to take a slip either ends of the floor. It's happened to them. And it will be a turnover. The Kings have a nice rest after this game. Not in action for a week next Sunday in the Gong against Illawarra. We've had a big round 8, the Hawks. The back of taking down Melbourne at home, the champs. Are they back, Illawarra? Well, maybe a few people will be jumping on board if they can beat the Kings a week down the track. Here's Parker Jackson, Cartwright. Oh, yes! He let it fly from a long way outside, and it never looked like missing.
Sometimes you can think, is it over dribbling? But not with this bloke. 19 points. He's come to play. Love the battle here between him and Davis.
On 4 of 6 from the land of plenty, he has 5 assists to go with those 19 points. Kendrick Davis can't answer. His shot short, and rebound taken by a man who shouldn't be taking too many rebounds, let's be honest.
Leave the point guards alone, Matty. They know how to rebound.
Baker, Beliafa. It's Lopez from outside. No joy. There's a Davis rebound. Quatnoy, he can't score. The crowd riding every King shot at the moment, hoping it goes in. And there is Karim Lopez elevating again.
Well, it's a big couple of minutes here for the Kings. New Zealand taking that 8-point break. PJC literally doing whatever he wants out there.
Biggest lead of the game for the Breakers has been 13. And now Davis draws the foul. So he'll go to the line for a couple, and they're important free throws, aren't they? Try to stem the momentum that New Zealand is commanding at the moment. Look at this from the 18-year-old. You got to keep saying it. 18, Brad.
Unbelievable. The length on him. That is right there, an NBA body. And that's where he will be going next year. Obviously in his second year here at New Zealand. And there's no doubt in my mind he has shown enough of where he will be a high pick in the NBA draft.
202 centimetres, 6'8". Wow.
Look
at it.
What's 5'8" in centimetres?
Me.
Brad? What did you list?
Me.
Davis holds his nerve, goes 2 from 2, 52-46. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Parker Jackson Cartwright. He had 12 points to the half. He's had 7 more in this period.
Wow.
So he's scoring breakdown, 3 points, 9 points, 7 points and counting in the third, but his best moment there.
Well, he's just got his 4th, and Davison was stead up coming in for Lopez, so that is a coach killer because he was just about to come out of the game.
Karim Lopez, you're right, 4 fouls.
Well, here's an interesting stuff. PJC coming out. I don't know if I would have done that, Matty. I understand minutes and fatigue or whatever it may be, but he is just flat out balling. You're up by 6. You got a chance to get this to 10 or 15. It'll be an interesting couple of minutes here for New Zealand.
Lopez had 2 fouls to half-time. No one else has more than 2 currently, but Karim has picked up a 3rd and 4th and is sitting as a result. Goodrick spinning on Menenga, losing the possession, and Darling picks it up. Now Davison, a little bit ragged. This possession from the Breakers. Can Darling finish it? No, he can't. And Kwatnoy wraps up possession.
Well, that's 2 sloppy possessions, giving the opposition the team for no need.
Lloyd, nice move. Can't score. Bruce picks up the scraps.
Good decision. Slow down, get the on ball, and now play.
Which Kendrick does. Putting plenty of steps on Max Darling, but again, they come away empty. They're up for losers' position.
Here we go, guys, here we go.
Let's get over to Joe Healy. Joe, what are you hearing?
Guys, the Kings are at their best when they're running the ball. We know the speed that Kendrick Davis can play. Xavier Cooks, Jalen Galloway. It just feels like they've slowed down a little bit this quarter. I really like what Sean Bruce has done, though. Coming in the last couple of minutes, you can really see that he's trying to push the pace, trying to give them that little bit of spark that they need.
Defense.
And I think that's a good point that Joe makes, but I think it's coming from their defense by not getting enough stops. Now there's one and go.
Dellavedova surveys the landscape, sees Xavier Cooks ready to build a head of steam, which he does, and scores.
Right on cue for Joe Healy there. That's exactly what they're talking about. Get those stops and just get out. Galloway, Cooks. They can put points on very quickly.
Menenga kicks it out. Davison. And now Darling. It's a possession arrow decision here, and it will be a Kings ball.
Possession arrow says Kings ball.
Brad, the Breakers have lost the last 13 games when they've lost the rebound count. They're down by 1. It's 29-28, the rebound count as we speak. The Kings, their turnovers have been troubling them in patches in the first quarter and here in the third. They tidy that up, they'll think they're close enough.
Well, that's Brockington's second team foul. Sorry, second personal foul. But it's over the limit now, so Cooks will go back to the free throw line.
Xavier Cooks at the line, his unhappy place. Download the new NBL app. You get everything at your fingertips. Just scan that QR code and explore a great addition to your NBL viewing. Xavier misses the first. Relaxing the shoulders for his second hit. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third. And both of them bounce away. 52-48, it stays. Tamangi for Brockington. Arthur, Davison, plenty of ball movement. Shot clock inside 5 now. Menenga drives baseline. And he's forced into a tough shot that he can't make. Dellavedova. Rebound Cooks. He can't score. Again, they stay at it. And he draws the foul instead of taking the points.
Well, we'll start with the New Zealand. That's not Sam Meninga's fault. He just didn't get the ball early enough and had to make a play very late in the shot clock, and he needs the ball from who's guarding him. But at the other end, Xavier Cooks is causing all sorts of trouble here. Couldn't drop that one there, but getting a couple of offensive rebounds. And Matty, you spoke about the rebound count, +3 now for the Kings.
The Kings give up the fewest offensive rebounds in the league, 11 per game. So far, the Breakers have pulled in 8 O boards. And the Breakers are pretty good in that regard as well. Second in the league, the opposition O boards. There's a relieving free throw for Xavier.
Look, I mean, I know we speak a lot about his free throws, but the fact that he's got 11 points and 12 rebounds and a couple assists today, that's where if 1 or 2 miss and he's made 2 there, it's not as important, right? Because he's really balling out, and then you can see that that's getting through his head. Bullquall here called for holding.
So already an impressive double-double. 12 points on 5 of 11, plus the 12 rebounds. Now he's 50% on the line.
Yep.
So off the back of those 2 good games, it's building again for Xavier Cooks.
Well, I just think you look at that Cooks and Meninga matchup, I think both of them have the offensive positiveness out of that. Meninga, he's tough down low, and Cooks tough from the elbow side. Be going there for both teams.
Meninga 9 points, but at 40%, he's 4 of 10 from the field. Only the 4 rebounds for Sam as he goes to work offensively. Can't finish off the glass. Galloway above them all for the rebound. Cooks. Offensive foul called on Sydney. And it's Bullquall, the man identified off the ball.
Well, they won't challenge. They've had a quick look at it. We'll see anything here if we can see. I'd like to see that from a slightly different angle. It didn't look like a lot in there from that angle.
Brockington feeds Meninga and then gets it back. The pull-up jumper, inaccurate. Again, it's Galloway standing tall under the backboard.
Well, as I said, Isaiah Brockington, I like. Every shot he's taken is fine, but he's 2 of 10 now. As they're cooking, he is feeling it in this quarter.
A little runner from Xavier Cooks, who goes to 14 for the game to lock it up. It was 37 all late in the second quarter. We're back to 52 all square here in the third. With only seconds to go in the term. Jackson Cartwright couldn't make his shot. So here, the Kings can take a lead. They've led for 8 seconds in the game. And they've taken advantage into 3-quarter time. Xavier Cooks has come alive in the third term. He loses the ball. It's Parker Jackson Cartwright. He couldn't finish, but the foul will be called on Sydney. Jalen Galloway, the man.
6.
Well, just beautiful, beautiful defence there from PJC. Knew exactly the clock, knew what was needed. And Matty put the Kybers on them by saying they haven't led all for 8 seconds, so well done, Matty.
He's building them up for a big finish, the Kings, to the quarter. More than happy to build the Breakers up as well as Parker Jackson Cartwright goes to the line. He's a 64% free throw shooter this season, Brad. That might surprise a few. Makes his first.
It was so good. You got more in this inning. Can you get it louder? Where you at?
Only 1.4 seconds to play after this second free throw. Never looked like missing either, PJC. So it's 54-52 and likely to stay that way into the third. The Breakers at 3 and 8 on the season, fighting for their life. Bruce, as time expires, off the mark, and it is still the Breakers in front. They'll head into the final quarter, out by 2. Menenga and the Breakers fighting hard, trying to avenge a round 3 loss to the Kings, 97-75. Was much closer this time around. We're back to Kudos Bank Arena right after this.
We got one big last quarter coming up, but now is your time for the Harvey Norman strike and pose. There's your prize with a Canon EOS R50B. Get up, get dancing, but when the camera comes to you, stop and give me your best pose, your best energy. We've got a couple of dancers in the crowd that show you how it's done. The music plays, you keep moving when the camera finds you. That's it, your pose. We want your best pose, your best energy. Show us you're a big shot. There it is. That's it, give us that pose, young ones. Oh, they like it. Little tandem act, I like it. Pose, that's it, pose. Nailed it. Well played with the glasses on, if you don't mind. Very cool, young man. Give us your pose, folks. Oh, I like it. The cannon's out, the cannon, that's very good. 2 generations going at it. Yes, my man, it's you with those sunnies. You are our winner. Give it up for the young man. Taking home the Canon EOS R50B, valued at $1,499. Care of Harvey Norman and Canon.
It's the visitors by 2 with 1 to play here in Sydney. The Breakers are getting some good looks. They just need a couple of those to drop while the Kings have some momentum heading into the fourth. Led by Xavier Cooks. Gorge wants his troop giving everything down the stretch here. He's got an extra timeout for them if they need a breather.
Good on you, Joe. We are set for a thrilling finish to round 8 of Hungry Jack's NBL26. It is the Breakers out by 2 and desperate to improve on their 3 and 8 record for the season. They've had only 1 road win this campaign. That was in Wollongong. They've had trouble holding on to a lead as Ruben Tarangi says, let's extend that current lead out to 57-52. Turnovers have been the problem, Brad, again in the third quarter for the Kings.
It has 9 turnovers there, Matty, from the last quarter. And sorry, 8 in that last quarter in the third. And it was 13 all in that quarter for New Zealand. Well, they went 5 of 17 as Zabe puts one off the backboard there. But it's really, if the Kings take care of the ball, as Bull Cole Gets another foul, and just not one that he needs. But I really feel if the Kings take care of the ball, they win this game. If New Zealand knock their shots down, they win this game. So it's going to be a tight last quarter, and that's Bull Qual's fourth.
His fourth, Kendrick Davis sitting on 3. No other King has more than 1. We know that Karim Lopez is sitting with 4 for the Breakers as well. New Zealand, so far this season, they led the Bullets by 24 and got beat. The Phoenix and Wildcats by 12 and lost each of those. Their biggest lead in this one was 13. Isaiah Brockington, big corner shot from Isaiah.
Well, he's got confidence. As I said, he was 2 of 10, but knocks that one down from the three-point line at the perfect time.
Davis, a little quiet in the third quarter after a busy start. Galloway misses. Parker Jackson Cartwright the rebound. He sits it up looking for Brockington.
Well, I don't mind it. I know it's a turnover, but I like how he's pushing it. Brockington's got springs in the step, but it was just a little bit too high, but I like the push.
The Kings have trailed at three-quarter time 4 times this season. They've lost them all. They bucked that trend. Well, I've given both teams a bit of a clip there, haven't I? The Breakers, in terms of their inability to hold a lead, and the Kings in their inability to come back from a third quarter deficit. Let's see which one.
Well, then it's going to OT, Matty.
Prevails or is turned around. Here's Dellavedova. Tough from Delhi. The crowd appreciates that. And that bucket, that play sums up the fighting spirit of Matthew Dellavedova.
It's just so tough. You just watch him down, backs down, sees no one's going to come over, takes the hit. Jeez, tough call there, looking from that angle as well. And Coach Kopp was not happy with the call at all, but he's not going to challenge. But Dellavedova does what he does for his 5th point.
So Isaiah Brockington was earlier attributed 2 points for what was a 3-point play. So they're just amending the scoreboard there to 60-56.
No, but hang on, I've got good news. We're changing it to a 3. We're changing it to a 3.
Christmas come early for Coach Pet Koppinen. A 2-pointer as awarded originally.
Your shot
down
down
to be a
here.
3.
We counted it as a 2, but we asked for it to be reviewed. It was actually a 3. Okay,
I didn't expect him to turn around and go, no, keep it as a 2, it's fine.
Both the coach and the player thought they were about to be scolded by the referees.
Oh, okay, I'll accept the 3.
Isaiah Brockington made 2 of 4 from outside.
It's a smart move, isn't it?
For the game.
Get a foul, the coach is not happy. I'll tell you what, I'll give you an extra point for the other end.
Guys, one shot.
Good time for delivery. Back to that bucket by Dellavedova. He can't add the extra. It was as if he thought, we cannot afford an empty possession here. We are going to score and we're going to make it my purpose to do so. And he got it done. 60-56. Brockington being guarded by Dellavedova. He elevates, leaves the shot short. Rebound Davis. Now Bull Qual. All Parker Jackson Cartwright could do was swing wildly for the ball and miss. Qual, 9 points on 4 of 5. Super efficient again. Bull Qual off the back of a couple of really strong performances. Parker Jackson Cartwright.
It's just a guy that is just a player. He goes Delhi. Oh, great. Another steal there almost from PJC.
Dellavedova finds a way to find Davis, and then Xavier Cooks on the end of a Davis delivery. Behaviour warning issued for Coach Koppinen.
Well, Coach Kopp was upset because I think he felt there was 3 seconds in the key there.
Again, it was a scrapping Dellavedova, making sure Xavier Cooks had a chance to do that.
Don't hold here, guys.
Well, I don't mind the refereeing here by giving a warning. There's no tech. It was good. It was just a good, quick decision. Enough. Don't want this to be spoilt by tech fouls, so good refereeing right there. Oh, PJC didn't get it over in time. It was 15 seconds before he let it go. We've seen this a number of times this year. They do tend to take a lot of time to get it over. But good recognition there.
JC still arguing his case. Second violation. What frustrates you more, that or stepping out of play in possession?
Oh, they're both on easy. I'm not sure, but probably that. You just got to get it over.
We've seen both today. Dellavedova finds Jalen Galloway, who liked it. It was just a fraction short. He was shooting the 3 ball as soon as it hit his hands.
I don't think I'm leaving Meninga off long here. Definitely better with him on the court. You speak about those rebounds as well.
Huge cross-court against Lopez to the Arthur. With an element of risk. It worked now. Tarangi loses the ball and a blocking foul called on the Kings. Is that on Davis? Will that be number 4 on Kendrick?
Well, they missed Baker there on a switch. He had Kendrick Davis on him. I know the foul's going to be called, but they're going to challenge this, I think.
Yeah, Brian Gorgon saying we are challenging that. Especially when it stands to be a 4th on our money man, Kendrick Davis. 15 points for the game. He exploded in the first quarter. He was on track for a big score when he delivered 8 in the first term. He's had 7 since then, and he might be facing a 4th personal here unless they win the challenge, Brad. This is big.
For an unforgettable post-game experience at the brewery, bar and kitchen. Not only will you have the opportunity.
Oh no, he looks like he's moving to the right there.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think the replay centre.
Look here, you just see his right feet moving there. Oh, tough, but I think it's hard to overturn that.
Ruben Tarangi, did Davis slide illegally to make contact? The answer is yes. The original call stands. The challenge is burnt by Brian Gorgon and the Kings, and there is some foul trouble there. Bull Quayle, Kendrick Davis. One more, and they're out of the game.
Well, I don't mind the challenge, like you said. You wanted to try and protect your star. It will be his 4th. They still had 3 timeouts, so now they've got 2. But overall, I just think New Zealand missed Baker there, as I said, with Kendrick on his back. They switched it, and you just got to look inside there. And here's Meninga coming back on now as well.
I've heeded your call. If you missed it earlier today, Perth became the 6th straight away team to win in Adelaide, 94-87. Bryce Cotton against his former team. Bryce goes down 23 points, 8 of 24 shooting, so a tough shooting day. Did have the 7 assists, but it was all about Dylan Windler. 18 points, 7 of 12 from the field, 12 rebounds. So a double-double to Dylan, complemented by 5 assists. Well done, Perth. Well done, John Riley. Well done, is it Ruben Tarangi?
Well, that's
a foul on Bull Quayle.
Yeah, and they can't challenge that because they've just lost it. So that's
he's out of the game.
He's out. Oh, now he's got a tech. Oh.
Screaming in your fucking ear like that? That's not a tech. No. He's screaming in your ear.
Well, I have to agree with PJC there. He was just screaming in the referee's ear. No. And how he did not get a tech is pretty amazing, Matty.
Well, he should have got a tech.
Yeah.
He should have.
Simply, yeah.
We had Brian Gorgon given a tech on this floor for simply jumping up in the ground without any screaming or ranting or raving. And then this was, let's call it as we see it, this was over the top, Brad.
Well, it looks like he runs into him there. That's a foul.
But then on learning that it was his 5th that he's out of the game, watch the reaction to the referee. It could be classed as intimidatory. We had to pull out of the replay.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, I won't try that again.
Well, it hurts them. He's been playing some really good basketball, and since he's come into the starting group, it's been really great for him and really great for the team as well. He's been averaging really good points, really good minutes, and everything he's been doing is exactly what they've needed from him for all year. 12 points, 70% from the field goal, 57 from the three-point line. Losing that man right now is just not what they needed. And Matty, I go back, I know we're a broken record, and sorry, it's the earlier fouls, which is the touchy-feely fouls, where he just gets 1 or 2. That's where the 3rd and 4th and the 5th really come back to bite you.
What are you doing, boy?
Galloway losing at baseline. It's a breaker's ball. 6 minutes to play. New Zealand by 3. Bull Quayle fouling out for the first time this season. Did he comes the fourth king to foul out. As his possession is done, we'll get down to Joe Healy, who had a perfect view of that incident. And Parker Jackson Cartwright with the turnover. Joe, over to you.
Yeah, obviously disappointing for Bull Quoll to foul out. Gorge was actually asked about it after their win over United, and he seemed to say, Quad Doyle nails the three there. But Gorge seemed to say that he felt like Bull was beginning to understand his movement and his court positioning out there. So that is definitely something they'll look at this week as they build up to the Hawks on Sunday.
And then get significantly short. You're right, Joe. They've got a big assignment next weekend. But right now they're concentrating on beating the Breakers, and there's the Amy replay of the Kwat Noi 3 ball.
Well, it's Kwat Noi time now as well. He's come in, he can knock down those three. He has been great for quarters.
Scores level. The Kings trying to take the lead on the back of a shot from Sean Bruce. It rims out for Menenga. Just drops it out of the pocket for Isaiah Liafa. Now a turnover, Breakers. Galloway finding Kwat Noi, who'll pull up for three. You can lift the roof at Kudos Bank Arena. Now it really is Kwat Noi's. They're making noise for their money man, their MVP, and the Kings are in front.
Well, you know it's good time when Kwat Noi's talking to the crowd, putting the fingers to the head. This man, he loves it here in Sydney and knocks down a massive three.
That was the loudest the crowd has been all afternoon, Brad.
All year, Matty.
They had led for 8 seconds in the game before Kwat Noi added a triple. He went to 12 for the game, his second 3 of the contest. It's a big play at just the right time for the Sydney Kings, having farewelled Bull Quoll for the game. His 5th foul may be a little controversial. His reaction to finding out he was out of the game, even more controversial. But the Kings, they've been fighting hard to stay with the Breakers, and now they're going to fight hard to close it out.
Well, like you said, the lucky thing is that there wasn't a tech there for the Sydney Kings, because if there was, Matty, that's a bench tech.
Kudos Bank Arena still making some noise. Plenty to talk about over the last few minutes. The expulsion of Bull Quoll for his 5th personal, and his reaction will be a talking point as well, which you and I both think should have been a bench tech.
Well, it would have been, because he was fouled out on that 5th, so then he's classed as a bench tech, which means free throws inside possession. Bull Quoll comes down, hits the 3.
66-63.
Sorry, I said Bull Quoll, I meant Kwat Noi.
Yeah. Kwat Noi, 12 points, having delivered a couple of triples.
If you're with them, Sydney, let them know.
Joe, what was the Breakers huddle like in that timeout?
The message from Petri Koppinen was very much that it is about us. Our defense has given ourselves a chance to stay in this game. Now we've got to execute at the offensive end. Let's see what they can do.
Baker in the corner, letting rip with the 3 ball to lock it up again.
That's a big 3 from a timeout. Not a great offensive set, nearly a turnover.
His 2nd triple of the game. Kwat Noi fires again, unsuccessfully this time. Sean Bruce gets the rebound, despite being between 3 Breakers. Davis, fills it up, and Pet Koppinen screams offensive rebound. Kings, we should have taken the defensive board.
More defense there from New Zealand, not only giving up the offensive rebounding, but letting that man get a 3. And now it's another wild shot here. Matty, New Zealand not looking comfortable on the offensive end.
Jackson Cartwright, 23 points, 7 assists, and Menenga says, give me some attention.
Well, that looked a little bit more comfortable, didn't it?
Jackson Cartwright, first player in any team to have a 20-point, 7-assist stat line against the Kings this season. And now they foul Xavier Cook. So Xavier off to the line again for, is there any sort of other than important free throws? And that will be a 5th personal for Karim Lopez. So Bull Qual out of the game. Lopez likewise.
Well, it's a chess match here now. So they bring Isaiah Leartha into the game now, but really you just need the ball in Parker Jackson Cartwright's hand. He will make good decisions as that man just having a wow of a year. I'm impressed with the young fella.
Brad, I'm just going to put this out there. I'm going to let it hang, okay? I'm not suggesting we are going to OT, but this is the 90th game since we last played overtime. That's the longest streak since 1993, so the longest streak without OT in 32 years as we go back to Xavier Cooks here, trying to make his second free throw, having missed the first.
Guaranteed overtime now, Matty. Well done. A little bit of free basketball never goes astray.
Xavier Cooks makes the second. Makes it a 2-point game in favour of the home team. Now remember the Kings, a reminder, the Kings have just won consecutively for the first time this season. Against Brisbane and against Melbourne, both of them on the road. Trying to go 3 in a row, and Isaiah Brockington is here to stop them. It looked good for a long while.
Better set, better set. That's the shot they want to take with this man.
Davis grabbed the rebound. Galloway, shoulder to shoulder with Brockington, and shouldering his way to more points.
When he's at his best, great move by Xavier Cooks, kicking to the win, and that man Galloway up fakes, takes a dribble and says to his bench, yes, that was with the left.
72-68, a Tangerine timeout called by Pet Koppinen with 3 minutes and 5 seconds to play.
Yes, yes, yes. You know what time it is? It's time to get the energy all the way up. How many fans we got in the building? 10,000 what?
Ignite Cup coming our way on Wednesday. How good is it that we say farewell to one round and in the blink of an eye, the next one starts? That's the beauty of Ignite Cup basketball, and we're in Brisbane. The Bullets against the Breakers, a quick turnaround for the New Zealanders who stay on the road, as I mentioned, for their next 3 games after this one. And the Bullets, what have you made of them last start?
Look, they've been playing amazingly basketball, and you know, you just watch them play. I know they've had up and down season, but they're road warriors really now. I know they'll go home. Mitch Norton is back, which is a big in for them. And New Zealand, doesn't matter what happens here, they're going there with some good basketball under them.
I enjoyed the chat with Casey Prather saying about all the positives about Brisbane, all the ups, all the reason for the River City to believe in their team, and he was winning me over. So the Bullets on Wednesday, let's see if they can go on with the job for Stu Lash.
And really enjoying this Ignite Cup. I love the added flavour with the points table for the Ignite. Obviously all games mean something for the season as well, but love everything that's bringing that. Anything that's more basketball, Matty, we love it.
That's Wednesday night, Bullets Breakers. We look forward to your company.
If it means 1 or 2 less texts from you every night, Matty, while we're watching basketball, it's fabulous.
Ed Koppinen, an anxious coach right now. His team has led for most of this game. Before the Kings took the lead in this 4th quarter, it had been the Breakers for all bar 8 seconds of it. On the back, predominantly of this man, Parker Jackson Cartwright, ably assisted by Sam Meninga.
Brilliant play out of a timeout. That's exactly what you want. It wasn't just roll it into him and let him play one side of the court to the other, give him the ball and let him go to work. Great work by New Zealand and Sam Meninga.
Meninga up to 13 points. It's Noi for Bruce. Can't fill it. And Noi scraps the ball, but it bounces for PJC. Thought about pulling up for 3. Instead, the ball got away from him. Well, if I'm reading his mind, he was caught in 2 minds, Brad. Well, the ball got away.
Yeah, it was good defense by Sean Bruce as well. He looked like he up-faked. Sean half felt for it, but great defense there to be on defensive transition.
Noi for Davis. Davis on 18 points, 5 of 11 from the field, including 4 triples. He won't be adding to that here. Baker can't get a hold of the ball. It will stay a New Zealand possession.
Well, it's under 2 minutes here, so they can go to the... They can't challenge it, but they'll go to the...
They can review it. The officials will review it to make sure we get it right.
As they do.
They've called it off the fingertips of Kendrick last.
Well, it could be turnover. Well, it's currently turnover 19 for the Kings, and just too many, as we said. They average 10 a game. Have a look here.
That's been matched by the Breakers with 19 as well, Brad. So
I
they've
think
sort of
this might
dodged a
overturn.
bullet.
Absolutely, I think this is going to be overturned here. That, to me, looked like it may have been off Baker that last little bit as Kendrick Davis hit it. We'll just see here. Looks like Davis hits it there, and then it comes to his left hand, and I think they'll overturn this.
It's a Sydney ball, Brad. Those glasses you wear really do work. Inside the final 2 minutes by a couple of seconds, so they can review it and do. And it falls the way of the Kings. Bruce getting away from Parker Jackson, Cartwright, Galloway in the corner, just short. Noy couldn't get the rebound. It goes to Brockington.
8 of 28 from the three-point line for the Kings. 9 of 26 for New Zealand.
Exciting finish to the round. Jackson Cartwright off target. The ball picked up by Davis. The Illawarra Hawks started the round by holding their nerve on their home floor. Since then, every away team has won. Can the Kings finish the round by holding their nerve on their home floor? Bruce misses. Cooks gets the rebounds and goes back to Davis. Cooks gets away from the defense. Davis spots it and Xavier scores.
Great pass there by Kendrick. Last 3 or 4 possessions have been three-point shots for both teams, and that's good to get it inside. Do the same here if you're New Zealand.
Davis with his 6th assist of the game. We'll go with the 18 points. 4 defensive rebounds as well. Menenga shooting over Noy, and it rattles home. It's a very kind bounce, just what the Breakers needed.
Well, no team's in the bonus here, so fouling would not send you to the free throw line, but a big stop needed for New Zealand here.
Davis slows it down. Shot clock single figures now. Kendrick saying it's going to be me by the looks of it. Now he puts it on the floor, drives and forces the foul on Baker. Davis to the line, and Pet Coppinen says, I am challenging that, sir.
100%, not even a thought. And an interesting substitution coming in here. Delhi, who we haven't seen much here in the last sort of half here, is checking in the game, but they are challenging it. It's confirmed.
He's going in like this, and he goes like this. There's no way that's a whack now.
So the Tangerine timeout needs to be called, which it is. So now they review, they challenge the foul. I think it was called on Baker, was it not, as Kendrick Davis drove the lane?
Have a look here. Oh. It's on the left arm there of Baker, but I'm just trying to work out who's making the contact here. I just think that left hand of Baker may be enough that you can't overturn it.
While we do review it, what were your thoughts on the way that Kendrick approached that possession? It will be unsuccessful, so the foul will stand. Davis to go to the line, shooting 2 to go, he hopes, 3 and 4 ahead with 18 seconds to play. Well, back to my question regarding the option from Kendrick.
Much better when you're shooting 8 of 29 from the three-point line for the game at 28%. You don't want to be shooting that 3, especially as the last few you've got. Make the referees try and put them at pressure on them. There's a good foul that's been called, and now he'll go to the free throw line where he's currently 4 of 4 for the game.
Scan that QR code and follow the NBL through the socials, be it TikTok, Insta, Facebook, X, Snapchat. Great way to follow a fantastic league as we are witnessing again this afternoon at Kudos Bank Arena.
Well, depending on what happens here, if you're the Kings, you want to run as much off the clock in your defensive set that you can, then foul. Now, the reason I say that is they've only got 3 team fouls, so you would not be sending the team to the free throw line. Then you can get set.
Paul Smith, part owner of the Sydney Kings, riding every free throw here. The first one is good. The Kings by 3. They trailed by 8 at quarter time, by 2 at half time, and by 2 at three-quarter time. Now they're up by 4 with 20 seconds to play. That's
no timeouts left for New Zealand, so they've just got to play. Just wondering if they're going to do this foul here.
Does Parker Jackson Cartwright go it alone? There's the answer. He passes off. Isaiah Leafa, not really his go. Shooting clutch shots. He misses. And then Breakers are forced to foul the Kings. It's slipping away for New Zealand.
Not a great set there for New Zealand. I thought they could have got a better look out of a timeout.
Well, Brad, back to the option there. Isaiah Leafa, his shooting percentages this season, 25% from the field, 22% from three-point land. Game on the line. How is he shooting the ball?
Yeah. You really wanted PJC to be able to get that if you can. If not, you got Isaiah Brockington out there. Even Baker's a good, he can shoot the three as well. Kings will take a timeout here.
Isaiah is nearly a 90% free throw shooter. Were they thinking the Kings were going to foul?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't think so, Matty.
Strange possession by the Breakers. And they look up and see the best part of 8 seconds to go, but they're down by 4.
Just an interesting stat you said earlier, Matty. It's 44-37 in the rebounding count. You said New Zealand don't win literally when they don't win the rebound count.
So this will be, barring a miracle, a 14th game where they've lost the rebound count and lost the game as a result.
Wow.
Just to put it in the right phrasing, they've lost the last 13 games when losing the rebound count.
Well, here's something you see quite a lot in the NBL now. Sean Roger there, the assistant coach of the Sydney Kings, will be running an out-of-bounds play. Now, if we go back a couple of weeks, they did this exact same thing, and Bull Quoll, they ran a really good, Quatnoy, they ran a really good set to get him the ball from the out-of-bounds, and he missed the 2 free throws against Tasmania. But they do run a nice set here to be able to get the ball to the right free throw shooter. So let's see where they go. New Zealand are in the bonus. Well, 4 fouls, which will mean the Kings will shoot free throws every foul now.
After shooting the ball at 26% in the first quarter, the Hawks were back up to 40% by halftime, and they remain around that mark since then. So their shooting has improved after a very flat start.
Well, yeah, Matty, Quatnoy's 4 of 4 from the free throw line, and Kendrick Davis is 6 of 6. So that's one of the 2 that you want to go to. There you go.
Davis, and he's fouled by Baker.
Good out-of-bounds play. What they wanted, this man has got 20 points, but as I said, 6 of 6 from the free throw line.
Xavier Cooks checking back in. So Baker fouls out for the Breakers as a result of that decision to foul Davis.
God, it's hard, Matty. The music, they're saying goodbye. The crowd standing and waving.
It's hard because you want to sing along, don't you?
I don't know the words.
I hear you humming this in the car. Davis. First one misses. Door stays ajar. It's the Kings by 5. Let's call it 7 to play. Brian Goorjian. 7 seconds can be an eternity. The foul called on.
Good foul.
Sean Bruce.
That's the one we spoke about, where now they just set them. Takes another couple of seconds off the shot clock, and you can hear Brian Goorjian there. No foul. Switch everything.
Of course, any foul now, they go to the line and won't expect Sydney to foul here.
No, good coaching. Just 1 through to 5, you heard it there. That means just switch everything. If they hit the 3, we live with it. Goorjian's still got a timeout left, so you can advance the ball. There is really no way you should lose this game, and there's cross court from New Zealand.
Xavier Cook celebrates, the crowd celebrates. They are edging closer to what will be a hard-fought and at times scrappy win. Not without its fair share of errors from both teams, but Brian Goorjian to leave with a W, a 3rd straight success. He'll be mightily pleased with that as they turn to Illawarra in the Gong next Sunday, and Dellavedova puts a full stop on it. The Kings, having trailed for all bar 8 seconds to 3/4 time, storm home over the top of the Breakers and get it done, 79-72. Every win is different, Brad Rosen. Maybe the coach will call that one an ugly win, but I'm sure if he scratches the surface deep enough, he'll find enough to be pleased with still.
Well, as coaches do, they will find the reasons why they lost and won that game, and they'll be disappointed in parts, but take nothing away from the Kings. Giving up 72 points is what the positiveness was. The turnovers, 19, was too many. But for New Zealand, that's a game they may rue. That was one that they could have easily won. They were looking good, but they too had 21 turnovers and really got punished on the boards as well. Just not enough, but Sydney Kings, 3 wins in a row.
Kendrick Davis, 21 points on 5 of 11, including 4 triples. He had 6 assists, also with 21 points. Xavier Cooks, 9 of 15 from the field. At his usual high clip, he was 3 of 6 at the line, pretty acceptable, and he had the 14 rebounds to go with the 21 points. So a huge double-double to Xavier Cooks off the back of 2 impressive games. There's another one. It is sort of reflecting what the Kings as a club is doing. Xavier Cooks firing for 3 in a row. The Kings win 3 in a row.
Yeah, great point, Matty, and I think getting their bench going as well. Quatnoy did a good job, but overall, I think they can be happy, and you just get that win. That man there will be very happy, and so will he. Look at the smile. He's always got a smile on his face, that boy.
Parker Jackson Cartwright again tried to toss the breakers on his shoulders. Not very high shoulders, but shoulders regardless to win the game. He did magnificently, 23 points. He had 7 assists. But Joe, it is the Sydney Kings day. It is Xavier Cooks day as part of that. You're about to be surrounded by purple, I fear, Joe. I'll throw it over to you and say, do your best.
I can barely hear you guys there. They're screaming at him. Zabe, you guys trailed for most of that game. It wasn't necessarily pretty, but how were you able to get it done?
That was such an ugly win, but in this league, wins are so important that you got to win ugly sometimes. And it was a really gritty defensive effort in the second half.
What about from an individual point of view? You really came alive, especially in that second half. How pleased are you with your performance?
I'm really pleased. I think the space really opened up for me on the court. I can't say how many. I got no idea what the question was, but thank you.
And you came in off the back of 2 road wins. How important was it to get this one on your home court in front of your fans?
It was huge. I mean, we've had not much success this year at the home court, and we came in with a mentality of protecting the home court. No complacency in our court.
Well done. Enjoy this one.
What do I do all these towels?
He makes a good towel rack, doesn't he, Xavier Cooks? Not a bad basketballer either. The Kings win it by 7 to go 6-5 on the season. Back to Kudos Bank Arena in no time at all.
That's how you do it. Thank you for being here. My guy right here, always good to have him. Special appearances here at Kudos Bank Arena.
So good. Kings 3 in a row, and everyone gets to come and celebrate. Over just underneath the Novotel, 20% off food and drink, and a chance to get some autographs with your favorite Kings fans.
Yeah, get over there, meet the players, have something to eat. It's been fantastic. You guys were loud ass tonight. So good to have you in the house. If you can make it down to Canberra, we'll see you there on the 17th. If not, it's back here on the 21st of December at Kudos Bank Arena. We'll see you then. For us, everybody here on the game crew, and my guy right here, Nathan Scramble, man, have a great night, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
delivers strong performance over the long term with top returns over 20 years. A top performing super fund over the long term? That's a plus.
Before the Kings start a run of 5 straight road games, Quatnoy and his men in purple have held down the home front. Xavier Cook's outstanding. They've beaten the Breakers 79-72, as Xavier just told Joe Healy. That was an ugly win, but it won't wipe the smiles from their faces, Brad, because it's a big win, taking them to 6-5.
Yeah, I think Xav wrapped it up. You look at those 19 and 21 turnovers at the bottom, but a lot of those were just really costly ones. But take nothing away from the Kings. They had to get the win. They got it ugly. And, you know, you see the assists, the rebound count. Overall, it was just one that they needed to win, and they got it.
They keep the Breakers to their lowest score of the season. The previous mark was 75 in round 3 against the Kings. So the Breakers struggling to score against Sydney. And Xavier Cooks, well, he's been scoring freely his last 3 games, Brad.
Yeah, I thought you wrapped that up really well, Matty. The fact that he had 21 and 14, he was 3 of 6 from the free throw line. He's just got back to that player that we're used to seeing. You could see he had some yips early in the season, and a lot of that you could tell was mental. But you see him smiling, and I love his comment to Joe. What do I do with all these towels? He's just a happy player.
Every teammate put their sweat towel around the neck of Xavier Cooks.
Everyone's doing that now. Everyone's doing it. I don't know what it is, but look at that. The Mitsubishi ladder. The Kings fire up into 4th spot. Oh, it's looking good, Matty.
It's a congested ladder again. That wraps up round 8. Hungry Jacks NBL, but don't worry, round 9 is coming your way on Wednesday in Brisbane. The River City, the Bullets in action. On behalf of Brad Rosen, Joe Healy, and the entire hard-working team, I'm Matt Russell. It's good night from Kudos Bank Arena.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse.